Another day, another new phone joining the list of phones under 20,000 rupees. But this time, it's the new Samsung Galaxy M35, the successor to the very popular Galaxy M34. And you know what? With all the hype around recent phones under 20K, this has got to deliver. So, does it? This is Rupesh, you're watching Silicons. Time to subscribe, time to hit the bell icon, and time to get silly. So this is the new Galaxy M35, and this fixes a couple of the issues that were present with the M34. The teardrop notch is finally gone. You get a punch-hole camera on the front that definitely makes it look like a more modern day 2024 smartphone. And yes, the bezels are thick and they look symmetrical, but if you look closely, the bottom bezel is just slightly, very minutely bigger. The front has one big upgrade though, and that's Gorilla Glass Victus Plus, which is not something I've seen in this price segment. I mean, I've been using this without any screen protector, and I've been putting this in my pocket with keys and everything else, and there's no scratches so far, so yeah, +1 for durability. The display is 120Hz AMOLED, which is what you expect in this price segment, and it's smooth, it's got punchy colors, the viewing angles are good, and there is no HDR support in Netflix, but HDR is available in YouTube, and yeah, HDR videos look great on this panel. There's also 1000 nits of brightness in high brightness mode, and I had no issues using it outdoors. Another big change in the Galaxy M35 is the inclusion of stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos support. I mean, yeah, the Galaxy M34 lacked this, and the stereo speaker setup here is loud and crisp. Coming back to the back is still plastic, but it has this new pattern here. You get the dual SIM plus hybrid micro SD slot, which is great. The power button still doubles up as a fingerprint scanner. But one thing Samsung has removed from the Galaxy M34 is that there's no headphone jack. Yeah, that's gone. That apart, this is not the most sleek and lightweight phone at around 220 grams and 9.1mm thickness, but it does not feel too hefty. Maybe it's the weight distribution. And yeah, it's important to note that this is packing a big 6000 mAh battery, which by the way easily lasts for a day and a half. There's still no charger in the box though, and fast charging is still limited to 25 watts, but yeah, battery life is really good. Now, another big upgrade in the M35 comes in the form of the Exynos 1380, which is a more powerful 5nm chipset compared to the Exynos 1280 in the last gen. Plus, there's LPDDR4X RAM, UFS 2.2 storage, and vapor chamber cooling. Now, I know Exynos has a reputation, but I was pleasantly surprised here. I say that because the benchmark scores are good. I mean, the Exynos 1380 on the M35 hit 600K in Antutu, which is very good for this segment. The Geekbench scores are also pretty good. Yes, this seems like a good chipset. Anyway, what actually surprised me is the stability in 3D Mark and the fact that there's almost no throttling in the CPU throttling test. And not just that, the phone is actually good to use, no weird stutters, no weird lag. It mostly works consistently in day-to-day usage. Gaming is good too. I mean, Asphalt runs well without any problems. BGMI supports HDR Ultra or Smooth Extreme, and I played multiple games at 60 FPS and the game is definitely playable, no major lag. And I checked the heat too after a couple of games, and it was around 40-41 degrees, which is very normal. And you know what, I've been testing this, there's no random heating or anything, and this is running One UI 6.1 on Android 14, although there's no Galaxy AI features. That's reserved for flagships, but you do get the essential features. This has Knox security features like Secure Folder. You also get AOD support, there's Quick Share, and most of the Samsung ecosystem features you expect. I also noticed that this has features like Image Clipper, which is very useful. This also has NFC support, which is again pretty rare in this segment, and you get the Samsung Wallet app with tap to pay support. Yeah, you can add your cards in the app, add your UPI. You can also save your boarding passes, your tickets, and a lot more in the Samsung Wallet app, which is actually useful. Now, for everyone wondering, this does not have Good Lock support. As for the pre-installed apps, you do get these apps installed and you can uninstall them. There's also Microsoft apps pre-installed. Now, one great thing about Samsung phones in this price segment is the great software support, and this is promised to get 4 years of OS updates and 5 years of security patches, which is honestly insane, better than some of the higher end phones out there. The camera specs haven't changed, and that's honestly a good thing. I mean, you get a 50MP main camera with improved OIS and VDIS, an 8MP ultra wide angle camera that some phones under 20K miss out on. Now, here's some photos from the main camera. In daytime, the photos are sharp, good details. Even the portrait mode has good details on the face, although the edge detection can be wonky at times. The M35 is also set to bring improvements to night shots, and it kind of shows almost all low light shots are bright and sharp with the auto night mode working well. And some photos can seem a bit over sharpened, but I still like the cameras here for the price, especially because the ultra wide angle camera manages to match the colors most of the time when compared to the main camera. There's also support for 4K videos in both the rear and the front camera, and the video quality is very good. In this video, you can see how sharp things are, the colors look good, and the exposure shift is very smooth. Even a video I shot while walking looks good and very stable. The M35 also gets features like auto framing in the video mode, there's auto FPS for better low light videos, there's single take, and there's more. Apart from all this, the M35 has Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.3, all the required 5G bands, and there is carrier aggregation support too. As for the price, the Galaxy M35 has launched at a starting price of Rs 19,999, but you can get this price lower. There's 2,000 rupees bank cashback on all banks, there's 1,000 rupees off for Amazon Prime members, and another 1,000 off for Samsung users to get the price to 15,999. And coming to the big question, is the Galaxy M35 a good upgrade? The answer, if you ask me, is yes. I mean, this clearly fixes all of the problems I had with the Galaxy M34, and it brings a better front design, it brings stereo speakers, Gorilla Glass Victus Plus on the front, better performance, while keeping all the basics of the M34, be the very good battery life, the good cameras, the AMOLED panel, and the best software support you can get in this price range. Honestly, all of this makes this a very good option for people who want a Samsung phone in this price segment. So I want to know from you, what do you guys think of the new Galaxy M35 under 20K compared to the competition? Comment down below, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.